Okay, so we're going to do 2 quick lightning demos. So let's jump into them right away. Andreas, if you want to come. Okay, he is getting mic'd. So John, you might want to see if Lori wants to get mic'd ahead of time. So first we're going to have Andreas Grabner from dynaTrace. And you guys are exhibitors here, right? Yeah, so they're in the corner closest to here in the back. So if you want to swing by there and get more follow-ups on this, he's going to be showing dynaTrace Ajax Edition, but they have a lot more full-stack monitoring and profiling tools. But dynaTrace Ajax Edition, we heard from Alois yesterday, is one of the most powerful profiling tools that you can have for front-end analysis. So Andreas is going to give us a quick run-through. Please help me welcome Andreas Grabner for dynaTrace.
Thank you. All right. Is the mic on? Can you hear me? Here we go. So quick show of hands. Who knows the dynaTrace Ajax Edition? Here we go. Not as many people as I hoped. For the other ones, there is a USB stick in your bag. And that actually contains the latest version of dynaTrace Ajax Edition. As Steve said, and thanks for the nice, kind words, it's a diagnostics tool for Internet Explorer and Firefox. And I think we did an okay job in really getting down to helping you analyze JavaScript performance problems, rendering problems, and also problems on the network side. So basically, we allow you to analyze why your pages load slow, if it's because it's slow to download the content, or whether you're using a third-party library on your page that has some problems. We allow you to analyze that down to the method level, down to the rendering activity. So basically, what have we been doing in the past year since we've been at the last velocity? We try to keep up with the latest versions that Firefox brings out. So we constantly bring a new version of dynaTrace Ajax Edition to support the latest browsers. As I said, we made it easier to access the free version, so you can either download it on our website, or you can just use the one that is on your USB stick. We have a very active discussion forum. So if you have questions, like I had people coming to the booth yesterday asking, how do I get better trained on the Ajax Edition? Go to our forum and also go to our blog, because we constantly blog about stuff, how to use the Ajax Edition in real-life scenarios. We analyze real-life pages, and I will actually have a demo how to analyze one of the pages that I've recently been working on. So really check out these links. What are we working on right now? We're working for full support for IE9. Those of you that use the Ajax Edition know for IE9 we don't have the full JavaScript and DOM support. That's coming soon. We're also working on screenshots for each loading analysis. You'll see a little screenshot here. And actually on the latest blog, if you go to blog.dynatrace.com, there's an analysis from my colleague Klaus, who analyzed a page, how it loads, whether it's enabling third-party content or not, to really show the difference. And it also uses the new feature that we're working on, actually capturing screenshots whenever the browser renders a new element on the page. What are we hearing today? I don't want to bore you with slides. I really want to talk about 3 specific things. The first element is we still see a lot of people using very expensive access methods to access DOM elements. If you've been to our booth, we have a code challenge there. This is actually one of the problems. And I also heard the comment, it's not a problem on every browser. That's correct. But still, there are browsers out there where lookups like this are a problem. And also, if you use the dollar method, in this case, it's from Jquery. It could also be from YUI. And if you have a page that uses an older version of these libraries, even if you run this on a new browser, on a Chrome or the latest version of Firefox, it's still slow, because we've seen a lot of pages that still have old versions of Jquery or YUI out there that don't take advantage of the latest native lookup methods that the browsers support. So I'm talking about this. Expensive third-party libraries. One thing that I want to show you is the Jquery Ellipsis plugin that we have seen on many news pages, and it has multi-seconds impact on load time. And the expensive third-party content, I want you to go to the blog, because as I said before, if you go to our dynaTrace blog, there's really a great blog from Klaus and showing how much impact third-party content actually has. And there's a video that you can, it's a YouTube video that you can check, and it also shows the new feature that we're working on right now. So, but to the demo, this is the dynaTrace Ajax Edition, and because everybody's on the Wi-Fi, I'm not recording a page live, but I'm using a pre-recorded one. I did some analysis work for the Times. CEO UK. So basically, the page that I was analyzing is basically the news page, like the top page. Mr. Berlusconi, bye bye. But so it was the top page, and then also some sub pages. The interesting thing, what they have, they have a lot of news articles on here, and depending on the screen resolution, I can either fit like 100 characters on here or like 200. So basically, what they did, they put the whole article, or most of it, in the HTML, and then use the Ellipsis plugin to figure out how much content actually fits in that area, and then at the end cut it off and put the 3 dots in the end. And this, there's a handy plugin for that from Jquery. It's called Ellipsis. But if you look at the load time of this page, you can actually see in the dynaTrace Ajax Edition the timeline that where we have the downloads of the individual resources like images and HTML pages, and then we have a huge block of JavaScript execution. It's actually 3.1 seconds. And what I can do now with the Ajax Edition, I can just double-click, and now I can actually analyze. Again, for those that don't know the Ajax Edition, we have what we call the PurePath technology. It's a technology that we have taken from our server-side product, where we can trace down every single transaction or click down to the method level. So the Ajax Edition now shows me where time is actually spent. So there's a script that's been executed. I can see some very expensive Jquery lookups, like this one here, the dollar method that takes 110 milliseconds to look up an element. And I can scroll down and figure out where is most of my time spent. And the interesting thing here is the actual Jquery Ellipsis plugin that they use that takes 2 seconds. 2 seconds of execution time to figure out how much text I can actually display in that area. And the nice thing also, I can drill down and really figure out what's going on. And for users of the Ajax Edition that have been familiar, here's a little trick that I always do. Instead of always of looking and browsing through the transaction trace here, there's a nice feature where I can say Aggregate Calls. And the aggregation actually aggregates similar calls on the same execution level, and then also sorts it by execution time. So now I can just follow the top hot path, and I can see it's the Ellipsis plugin that is consuming 2 seconds, and then I can drill in further, and I can see the Ellipsis is actually called on 3 different elements. And here's actually the fun thing. So we also capture the HTML, the text. So if you scroll further down, you can actually see that it's trying to basically basically always in the end cut 5 characters off, try again, does it fit in there, yes or no, cut more characters off. And in total, this adds up to 2 seconds of execution time, which is phenomenal. Another thing, the performance report here, we built it in mind with all the best practices that we are preaching about on the blog. And if you go to the JavaScript tab, we actually highlight your top hotspots, and that's JavaScript methods, and especially we are focusing on these Jquery lookups. So for instance, on this page, we see they have a lot of these Jquery lookups just using a class name, and each of these lookups, the one on the top, take more than 100 milliseconds. And this can be easily optimized by using a smarter CSS selector and cut this down to, like, say, about 10 milliseconds. So you get a lot of gains on that. And if you want to know more about it, go to our blog. We've blogged about this many times. And I think I'm almost running out of time. The last thing I want to say, if you want to get familiar with the Ajax Edition, on the start page, you have links to videos. So we have 15 or 16 video tutorials on YouTube that you can watch. If you also go to the forum, we are active there. You can ask questions and check out the blog. And check out this one here and go to our booth, because we have more than just free tools. But I think we are happy that we have this free tool for the community to help everybody make pages faster. All right, that's it.